We went into a project, we fell short of investments, and I needed to raise capital. My back was against the wall. I think I had $7,800 left. I used it to buy into credit stacking. Within 1 month of me credit stacking, we raised $75K. What it allowed us to do was gain that capital from the credit stacking, put it into the real estate to finish up the project. I don't have to put up any money until the house is actually built, and was able to build momentum. 1 property to 7 properties, from 0 passive income to upwards of 30 plus. Credit stacking for me was a huge benefit, and then being around the members and like-minded individuals and being able to come in and talk with you, Jack, on your weekly calls, I think for anybody, just to be able to have that, I think it would be worth it. I know I'm not the only one, Jack. I know I'm not the only one.
All right, what's going on? We are here today with Dayton. He is a credit stacking member for the last couple years. I have so much respect for Dayton. Not only was he in the military, deployed overseas in Iraq or Afghanistan, he's told me some incredible stories. Much respect to that. But he's also a real estate investor. He's done amazing things with getting access to capital in the credit stacking community. And most importantly, put that capital to great use in his real estate deals. So Dayton, I would love for you to share with me and the listeners your experience with credit stacking, specifically how you were doing in real estate prior to joining credit stacking. Then you joined credit stacking, you got access to X amount of capital. And then how did you use that capital in your real estate business? And then what was the result of that?
Yeah, absolutely, Jack. First, let me say, man, it is great for me to be here. I am always excited to be able to come and be in your presence. I think that what you're doing for your community is tremendous. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart for even allowing me to be on this platform. This is amazing for me. So if I had to go back to project number 1, for me, it was a super difficult time. We went into a project that we fell short of investments, and I needed to raise capital. My back was against the wall. I think I had $7,800 left. I used it to buy into credit stacking, and I think at that time it cost me $5,800 to buy into credit stacking. So I bought into credit stacking. Within roughly about 1 month of me credit stacking, I was able to raise, I think my first card was $35,000. My second card was $25,000. And then I think I did a $15,000. So three cards I got the capital. I was able to push through that first project, which allowed essentially me to get momentum. I think we raised $75K. I think now we're at like $300K. But what it allowed us to do was it allowed us to gain that capital from the credit stacking, put it into the real estate to finish up the project. And then after we sold that project, which gained us more capital and was able to build momentum to where if we was just to look to where we're at currently, what that did for us, I mean, it took us from 1 property to 7 properties, from 0 passive income, to upwards of 30 plus passive income per month. So credit stacking for me was a huge benefit. And then being around the members and like-minded individuals and being able to come in and talk with you, Jack, on your weekly calls. I think for anybody to be able to have that line, that link, and that, I can go to him at any given Tuesday or whenever the day switch. I mean, just to be able to have that, I think it would be worth it, because the networking that you have, the people that you can contact, and the individuals, I know I'm not the only one, Jack. I know I'm not the only one. And so because I know that, I can't wait to meet all these people who are coming to tell you their successful stories, because what the future will be when we all get to grow together,
Exactly. Okay, so let me break some of this down. So it sounded like you got at first approved for $75,000 at 0% for 12 months. And I think you did that in the first, I think you said 6-ish months of the program, like pretty quick. So then so how did you use that $75,000 exactly? Was it for the renovations on the project?
Correct. Yes, I renovated the property. Like I said, we had fell short roughly about $90,000. I also went and raised $20,000 of, I had to just go and raise capital, which was no big deal. But no, yes. So I initially raised $75,000, but since then, which that was a few years ago, Jack. So if we're looking at its total, probably how much we're probably right under $500,000. If I'm looking at the totality of credit stacking. For anybody, that is that is life changing.
Yeah, that's huge. And I definitely have seen it change your life over the last couple of years. And that's a good point to mention. It's not only just getting the first $75,000, but when you learn this skill through credit stacking, it's something, correct me if I'm wrong, you can do over and over and over. And that's exactly what you did to get to that $500,000 over that, I think, 3 years, right?
Correct. And that's, so I take that same basic concept, Jack, the rinse and repeat, and that's what we do in real estate. And we just rinse and we repeat, and it's the same thing. And honestly, everybody should be doing this. Jack doesn't pay me, you guys. He pays me $0, just so everyone knows. I am very grateful to be in this community, guys. He doesn't pay me nothing, just so everybody understands. I pay my own self.
I appreciate that. Okay, so talk to us, because you've been in real estate for several years. You started on that deal several years ago. You had the hardship, you got access to the capital, and then you sold it for a great profit. You did really good on that deal thanks to getting access to the capital. And you've done many deals since. And so talk about like how impactful it was or is to have access to capital in terms of maybe the speed that you can do deals in, or the number of deals you can do just by having a little money.
Yeah, and so like if anybody knows anything about real estate, the easiest entry is to have more capital. And so when you have access to capital, and then you can learn certain ways, because a lot of times people only know how to buy houses traditionally, FHA, conventional, VA. Now everybody's getting used to the DSCR loans. Everybody's seen the owner finances. But if you can harness those things like I harness credit stacking, you'll be able to move a lot easier with the capital. And so if you was to ask me how detrimental it is, this is how. If there's an issue, let's say any one of my family members are having, right? And hopefully they have good credit. And if they do, then that issue could be solved in a matter of minutes, because you have literally blueprints on how to get people capital and take and ease their mind. Or the same thing where you could take that capital and go purchase a business or buy into a business or become a business. I think with credit stacking, whatever anyone is doing now, it will allow them to 5x whatever they are doing currently. So without credit stacking, you're probably at 1x. If you're already at 5x with the credit stacking, you'll probably be at 10x. That's how I feel about it.
So can I ask, how many real estate deals have you done at this point?
Okay, and we're just talking about actual homes, right? We're not talking about EMD deals where I loaned out money to people, right? We're just talking about actual homes.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've done roughly about 9 of them. My goal for the next year is to buy 100 homes. And I just bought 4 homes in the last 3 months. I'm not sure if I told you that already. And it was less than $30,000 for all 4 of them.
Incredible.
It's a crazy world out here, brother.
And then another thing you just mentioned, we don't have to get into the details, but before we started the recording, you mentioned you have your eyes on a 96 door project.
Yes.
Not to go into the details, but just touch on that to the listeners. Like, you started X amount of years ago, and then fast forward to now.
Okay.
You're looking at, a 96 door project. Just briefly touch on that.
All right. So I started in real estate in 2019. Prior to that, I was living paycheck to paycheck. Fast forward to 2021, I was house hacking from 2019 to 2021 to 2023. We house hacked. I became, just on paper, not in like liquid capital, a millionaire on paper. And in the United States, you just need 1.1 million. So it's not much in assets, maybe 3 properties, guys, just so you guys know how easy it is for you to call yourself a millionaire. And then if we was to fast forward now, we have on our horizon a 96 door program. Even if you wanted to 50% marginalize the numbers down, that process, the 96 doors, will make you roughly about $300,000 a month. And this is helping at least 180 individuals to have better lives, better communication, better human contact, just overall better living qualities. And because of credit stacking, because of other mentorships, I get to meet a lot of awesome people just like you, Jack. And I get to go and see what they're doing and how I can make change. And so, to not get into so much detail, I used to live paycheck to paycheck 2019. Fast forward to 2025, we're no longer living paycheck to paycheck. We are currently trying to get my family, I got 23 brothers and sisters, and I'm trying to get all of them free. And it's a slow process, but it is a process. And it's just like credit stacking. Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it.
I love that. So if there was one thing you could say to someone considering joining credit stacking, if they're a real estate investor, what is one thing you could say to that listener who's maybe debating on joining the credit stacking program?
If you have nothing, it would be a lot easier to get with individuals who will be able to steer you in the right direction to at least see that nothing exists, and then to see what else exists on the other side of nothing. So if I was to speak to them and I would tell them that if they had nothing, it would be a lot easier for you to join a community of like-minded individuals who may also have nothing, but all want to get something and then work together, because that's what it takes, man. And credit stacking will link, it will network, it will give you capital. Credit stacking will allow you to travel for almost basically for free. Like I have 350,000 miles in my Chase. And when we want to fly, I go through Alaska Airlines, I go through the portal to go to American Airlines to get the lowest rates to fly. And I stay at the hotels if we want. I'm telling you guys, these aren't even half of the perks, not even a quarter of the perks you get from even trying to come into a community like this, which is insane. Insane, Jack. Insane.
Awesome. Well, Dayton, you're an inspiration. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for inspiring your message. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack, for everything, man. I look forward to the future.